Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the 24-Hour ADs. Keith Mangan, who was our past president, myself, Matt Trahan, who is the current president. I want to welcome you to the Mssada Podcast. Keith, how we doing?
We are outstanding today, Matt. How are you doing today?
Listen, I love it when you say outstanding. I get excited because I feel outstanding as well. Outstanding as well. Here we are. It's a tail end of the spring season. We're going to talk about a few things. But one of the most important things that we need to talk about is our podcast sponsor, Gold Athletics. Folks, if you're looking for a fundraiser for your school, look no further. Gold Athletics is the premium fundraising company that meets all of your needs. They are the official fundraising sponsor of Mssada. Gold Athletics has all different kinds of fundraisers to meet your needs. Don't just take our word for it. Ask anyone who uses Gold Athletics. Gold Athletics, the only way to fundraise.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, we had them on. I told you that we were starting to get on board with Gold Athletics. My lacrosse team did a very successful fundraiser with them this year. And, I got my cards. Steve Ash popped by here and to meet with my coach, and I introduced him to a couple other ones. And hopefully we got some more jumping on board here soon. Lots of different opportunities.
No, absolutely. And what's nice about them is they're everywhere. They're in pockets all over the state. They've got reps everywhere. I specifically deal with Matt Ross, who's fantastic. He's excellent. I know you're dealing with Ash. He's great too. So if you're an AD and you're struggling with fundraising and whatnot, give them a try. Once you try them, listen, I guarantee you're going to go back to them again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was out the other night at my son's baseball game, coaching third base, and I had my Gold Athletics T-shirt on that I got down the conference. So someone said, "Well, what's that about?" And I said, "Great fundraising company. If you guys are all looking to do something, there's a great group to get in touch with." So
coaching third base. So does your arm ever get tired? Does your arm
never
get tired?
Does.
No.
Here's the rule: coaching third base. I tell the kids, if you're on second, do not plan on stopping at third. I said, I'm like wave them in Wendell. You're heading home, no matter what. No one until someone throws you out, then we'll talk about making a change. But look, it's just in town. Senior Babe Ruth's my son's last year, so
nice.
We're all about having some fun, and you better get there in a hurry.
I coach first, so I'm on the other corner, and you know what? Listen, when the kids get to first, they're supposed to get a sign from the third base coach. We shake off the sign and I'm sending them. If you're on first, I'm getting you to second somehow, some way.
So here's my sign from third base. I go like this, and I say, "Steal."
Yeah, good poker face. I like that.
Listen. Sometimes they miss the sign too. So then I have to yell it even louder. Else I have to be more specific. Hey, on this next pitch, I need you to steal second base. Yeah, but they know. I know they know. Now you have to run that much harder. Yeah,
it's awesome to spend time with your kid that way, though. I'm doing a lot of that, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, it's that precious time, and how that time runs by quickly. Your guys, I know your little guys, love having you there coaching and stuff like that too. So you want to, with our jobs being as crazy as they are, especially getting into summertime. Although it doesn't stop completely, it winds down a little bit. So we got to spend a lot of that makeup time now.
That's right. As much time as you can. You really got to spend as much time as you can, because as you know, this is a difficult time of year. I want to talk to you about a bunch of stuff today. Here we are at the tail end of the year, and a lot of us. I had this conversation earlier today that people need to know that the athletic director's job one is never done, right? So it's we talk about 24-hour ADs. It's 24/7 ADs. You're winding down your spring because you're in tournaments, and that's a stressful time of the year. But we're also winding up the fall, right? So, the fall season has to be, planned and prepped, and everything's got to be in line to get out to parents and whatnot. So, for the folks that listen out there, hey, give your AD a pat on the back, or her a pat on the back, because you're basically running, 2 seasons in tandem. This is a very difficult time of the year for teachers, administrators, and certainly athletic directors as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say that, it's, like the other day I was just putting in some games for my ice hockey schedule and boys basketball and putting a lot of my winter sports in as well. So it's a constant thing, which is good. We're not complaining here, but it's always something, which is what I like about it, and we've talked about this in the past, Matt, is the challenge. So listen, more importantly, talking about the summer, before we get to the summer, how are the Cougars doing? What's the tournament schedule looking like for the Cougars down there?
So Cougars have done well. We actually we've got some vocational tournaments going on right now that are leading up to the state tournament. So as of today, we're in a semifinal game with Tri-County for boys lacrosse. And if we advance, there'll be a championship game probably on Monday. We just lost to Smith Vocational in baseball in the championship game. It was a great game, 2-0, 2-2, 4-2, and then in the end, they Smith they hit the ball well and ended up pulling away with the win. So it's going. It's tournament time.
How'd that softball team do?
Softball team didn't make the tournament this year, unfortunately.
Ooh. Well, hopefully you're not going to have to look at making a coaching change.
No. He works his tail off. He does right by those girls, and they love him.
I get you.
I'll make sure to let him know that you send your best.
Yes, we'll make sure we see that evaluation coming out soon.
Yeah,
you can do that on Sunday morning.
I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah.
Funny,
so in up here we have boys and girls tennis that qualified and girls softball hosting on Sunday in the later part of the afternoon. Neshoba Regional is coming over to Bedford.
Yeah, all right.
So nice. Tanya will be here. We were just chatting yesterday, and unfortunately, my baseball team didn't make it. But boys and girls lacrosse look like they're in.
Good.
So just waiting for those seedings to come out. And our track team just finished at divisionals. They didn't qualify for the big show. So, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, baseball's going to O'Brien on Saturday, so we're we're already off and running there, and then we'll be awaiting the seeding for boys lacrosse. So it's and that's the other piece. It's funny because I'm sure every AD was listening knows that hey, everybody asks you when's the game? Listen, I feel like we find out when everybody else finds out. It's because everything's posted on
same place,
social media, and boom, it just happens like that. So
well, it's not like those old days where we used to get
I'll know.
Yeah,
I love that.
We used to get that phone call that said, hey, you're going to be doing this, and you do all those behind the scenes stuff before it got published. Now everything's kind of up at the same time, and you saw the website go down yesterday for a little bit as well, and which is not shocking because everyone in the state is looking to try and get that information all at the same time too, and checking.
Right.
But I know those folks those tournament directors were doing a lot of work, still trying to get some scores that hadn't been put in and things like that to get that stuff squared away, so there wouldn't be those changes that you often see in the past when the scores aren't correct.
Yeah, I think we're getting to a point now where you've been through a whole cycle. We've been through a whole year of this. Hopefully, it only gets better. And then let's talk a little bit about the tournament and the process to get there and whatnot. As an AD, you're required to get your score in within 24 hours and get that done. I know that there are some people that might be part-time. That might be a little bit more difficult than for others. But getting that scoring is extremely important. I do think, Keith, if I had to, again, I don't want to speak out of turn, but knowing the people that I know, it sounds like we went through an entire year. They're probably going to assess. I think they're going to look at, and then that whole module may get looked at as to what tweaks need to be made, because I know. In my neck of the woods, a lot of folks are talking about, how do the wins get factored into this? How can we factor in wins? And I think that's the big push right now. So very, very interesting to see it go through an entire year already.
Yeah, absolutely. Like for myself, I started putting scores in via the app. And it's just easy, like right in the score, or right when it gets sent to me if I'm not at the game or if it's a away game. Relying on the home school ideally to put that score in right away. But occasionally, sometimes things fall through the cracks, so you want to try and help people out if they have multiple events going on and to get that stuff in. I would say that I would really like to see, and I know it's still in the infant, the early stages here, but really, I know TMC was looking at trying to do a thing where it's like, every Monday we're going to see boys and girls lacrosse come out. Maybe on Wednesday we're going to see softball and baseball. On Friday we'll see boys and girls tennis, or whatever the case may be. And to really get going throughout the year. And yes, there might be some errors on that, and people are going to say, "Oh, well, this is missing or this is missing," and that kind of puts that pressure on the home school or the visiting school, whoever played the game, to make sure those scores are in and they're up to date, and they're correct. So I know we had a little issue with one of our games where I had mistakenly reversed the score.
Easily done.
In the other team's favor, and then my coach said, "Oh, this score's wrong," and and I asked the coaches, "Here's the link, here's Arbor Live. Go on and check regularly. I'm not going to say I'm not going to make a mistake or someone else, whoever's putting the score in, but make sure that you're checking this regularly to make sure if anything that needs to be changed, we got to change them."
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, that's easily done. It's easily done. That home and away piece is, because again, we joke the 24-hour thing, but I mean, I know you and I know myself, 9:30 at night, you're putting scores in on this app. What I mean? After a long day, it's easily done, so it is helpful to have coaches, check and cross check. And, I do the same. And, and you check your own work as well, so that's kind of my daily thing, but I think, the tournament, I think people are looking forward to it. It's, I want to say the toughest, in my opinion. The spring is extremely difficult because of all of the things that take place. There's no other season where you dance around more events, graduations, awards. It's kind of all over the place. So, that's when, seedings come out and you go, well, we can't play Saturday, so let's do this Sunday because we're both free. And it does become difficult, but I think working with good people is really proven to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the great stuff. That's the great stuff about it. So,
yeah. Speaking of other great stuff, Keith, there are a lot of other good stuff going on through Mssada. Let's talk about some of the wonderful individuals that have been honored lately. I want to thank Luana DiCarlo and Andy Cristofoli for putting together the Title IX, honoring. We've got it on the website. We've got it on social media. Some amazing female athletic directors who have been recognized. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and it's a great way to acknowledge some folks in this state and the steps that they've taken. We just had Girls and Women in Sport Day through the MIAA at Faneuil Hall, and just a great program. For me, I know it was great to see Nancy O'Neill's face on there, who was a longtime AD at Lincoln Sudbury, and she was one of my mentors when I came into our league, and what a great personality. I remember one time I was, my very first or second meeting, I'm driving to the meeting and I was listening to Howard Stern in my car or something like that, and I get out of my car my first meeting, and she's walking by and she hears Howard Stern on there and lets out a hey now, and which was made me smile and laugh. I'm like, get out of here. She's like, oh yeah, but just a great group. Margaret Conady was on there, and some of the ADs that we're working with currently, and Tanya and Kara, and just a great group of athletic directors and people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, listen, I mean, great athletic directors, but more so great people, right? Great at their craft. I think it's it's really nice that we have the opportunity to honor them. In the field of athletic administration, such great people who have contributed so much. And I think between Johanna and Andy, I thought they did a nice job putting that piece together. And from what I hear, I think there may be a few more along the way as well. So really exceptional effort. Yep.
And that's
stuff.
Great.
Good stuff. Hey.
So what as far as so we have that going on. We also have we did talk last time about the conference. We got back all the evaluations from folks that did those. We appreciate the ADs that took the time. We're doing some look. We had some trying to take that feedback in to see what's the best place for us to go. We got our last meeting of the year coming up here in a couple days. Which will be a working meeting that makes those decisions, shore up our budget, and where we're going in the future. And the cool thing about our last meeting, got to turn over the reins here to our new president. So looking forward to see where you take where you lead our group moving forward.
Big shoes to fill. I got big shoes to fill.
That's just because I got size 16s. That's all.
Wow, those are some big feet. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my very best. I mean, So for me, the way that I try to operate is that if your name's attached to something, you want to do it first class and do it 100%.
Yep.
So I can
Absolutely.
tell you I will put in the effort that is needed. I mean, a lot of great presidents have come before myself, you. So you want to, do right by the association. I think we got a great group of people. I think that we're doing our very best to streamline and share information. And with all of the things that we have going on, there's a lot of great things in place, like this podcast, like our website, like all of the initiatives that we've put forward. So I think it's a great opportunity to get involved for those that are looking to get involved through Mssada.
Yeah. And absolutely. And it's, so much that's great about our organization is having the people that put that extra time in. We know that, we just, we're going to have a new executive director in the near future, and Fran will be stepping away, and which will be, exciting for Fran. I think he, we're very appreciative of the time that he's put in, but we're also looking forward to our new person who will be coming in here as well. That'll be pretty too. Is that something? Are we clear? We good to announce? I think I saw the posting.
Absolutely. Listen, let's unravel. Let's talk about it. You talked about Fran.
Perfect.
Fran is tremendous at what he does. He's exceptional to work with. And I think, more importantly, I think Ann Schritko, who will be the new executive director, very similarly will be tremendous to work with. I think, our organization has been in good hands and will continue to be in good hands.
And as we saw, Ann was one of those ADs that was acknowledged as well as a former president of our association as well. I got to meet Ann a long time ago when I first got involved with the mentoring program, and she's good people.
Absolutely.
We'll do a great job.
Yeah, I think it's easy to. I think people can surmise that obviously she'll be a guest on the podcast at some point soon.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think it'd be great. It'd be great for her to, this is a great platform. I mean, no different than we did with Bob Baldwin. I think it's a great opportunity for people to let them know an inside look into who you are and what you're about. And, really it's, this is rewarding. I do enjoy doing this with you, but I think it's great that we also, have the opportunity to bring in some of the very best and first class athletic directors, from across the state. So this is a rewarding experience. I hope that people are enjoying it. I know I am.
Yeah. And listen, and I love it. It's a great opportunity for us. I know we're going to try and do one more here, right before we leave for summer, and and hopefully we're planning on having a couple of guests on and popping in and out as we head out. Some of us putting on our away messages, but still working from home and stuff like that too. Tell me about, before we're done here, what are the big plans for the Trahan family looking at vacation spots this year?
I'm going to tell you something. Like you, I mean, coaching baseball with my son in the majors, and I had to reach out to the All-Star coach the other day and say, hey, what weekend do we not have a tournament? Because basically my whole life revolves around, baseball at this point, right? So I don't necessarily know. We're going to try to squeeze something in tail end of July, the first week of August. I don't know where we're going, but we're definitely getting away for a week or so.
We don't know where we're going, but we're going.
It has to happen for my own mental stability. We have to go somewhere. How about you?
I get it. So we'll do our official trip to Plum Island that we do every year with my wife's family. That's a regular. But we're negotiating right now about a potential trip because we haven't really had a trip since COVID hit. So we've been talking back and forth about whether we want to, go somewhere warm, obviously the summer is warm as well, but maybe leave the country and do some sort of trip as well. So trying to figure out something to do right before we come back for fall preseason.
Yeah. Well, listen, whatever you do, make sure you put on plenty of sunscreen.
Make sure you don't have to worry about that.
And you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just picked up, I was at Home Depot. I picked up some more Kills primer that we'll just put on to make sure we don't get through. But yeah, no, we learned the hard way a long time ago to make sure we keep that sunscreen going. So we're keeping copper tone in business here at the Mangan. So we're good. Oh yeah.
Smart.
Oh yeah.
So Keith, what do you got going on the next couple of weeks? Obviously, I'm sure you have graduation. You got that. So tonight for me, I have awards night. tomorrow I have graduation. We're going to filter in some tournaments and whatnot, and then from there it's it's go time. We've got a meeting on Monday, league meeting later on that week. Like it's nonstop till we get to the end, and even then there's still more to do. Yeah,
and our school graduation is tonight at the Songa Center, which will be great. And then we go softball on Sunday afternoon, and boys and girls tennis, one home, one away on Monday. I got my fall preseason meeting on Monday night for incoming students and returning students and their parents, and a lot of those same meetings. We'll be down there Monday we'll see you at in Franklin on Monday morning, and trying to get as much as we can.
Bright and early Monday morning. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the first, well, not really the first, but more the first official meeting. And know me, there'll be something involved. There may be a nice snack for you. I know you probably don't get linguiça often, but there could be some on Monday. You got to fuel the fire. You know what I mean? It's a busy day. We got a lot of work to do, so everybody needs to eat well, and I'm cognizant of that. So we got.
Yeah, we just need to be careful if Chris Foley's there. We just got to watch out then.
Yeah, he'll bring his own.
Yeah, right. Awesome.
So listen, I just want to say one more time to the folks out there, if you're looking for fundraising options, you got to reach out to Gold Athletics. It's the only way to fundraise. Gold Athletics, premium fundraising sponsor of Mssada Podcast. Reach out to them. They will absolutely hook you up. Gold Athletics. There it is.
There we go.
All right, my friend, I will see you Monday. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks.